Chris Bowen here for County Kitchen. Today we're going to make Alfredo sauce. I'm going to show you how to make a really quick and easy sauce that anyone can do, anywhere, anytime, really. It's so simple and great and yummy. Everyone should know how to do this. So let me show you. First off, we are going to need Parmesan cheese grated. I have about 2.5 cups in here. Some sour cream for thickness and flavor. 1 cup of butter, which is actually 1 stick. And 3 cups of heavy cream. You can use half and half if you want. I like heavy cream because the thicker the sauce, the better. I don't like watery Alfredo at all. Nutmeg to taste, salt and pepper to taste. That's really about it. So let's put this all together. First, you're going to melt your butter. Now, I did say medium heat, or some heat at all. Thing didn't want to turn on today. As we wait for the butter to melt, just a little bit of a FYI, a little bit of history. The Italians, who I guess came up with this recipe, never used heavy cream. They only used shredded Parmesan cheese and butter, mixing fat and fat, making it thicker and thicker. Where the heavy cream came from, I have no idea, but I like using heavy cream. It's a whole lot easier, and I think it's a little bit healthier than using just butter and cheese. But to each their own. Anyway, that was just an FYI for you. We're still waiting for the butter to melt. It's about there. Still, always keep it at a medium heat. You do not want to put it on high heat because the butter will turn brown, and if you put the heavy cream in and it ends up burning on the bottom, you'll never know until it's too late. You'll have this smell, this kind of a smoky, sour, smoky smell, and that smell would infuse into the flavor, and the Alfredo will be inedible. So please don't want to rush this at all. It's not long to make, but it's not short. You want to keep it on medium heat max, and watch your heat. Do not want to overcook your dish. All right, as soon as the butter is melted, you want to pour in your heavy cream and stir it in until you can't really see the butter anymore. Whenever you can't see the butter anymore, like so, you can go ahead and put your cheese in. A lot of people like to put a little bit of cheese in at a time and stir it up like it's a roux with like a flour. You can, you know, it just means less lumps, and you can. Some people like a lot less cheese. Some people like more cheese. I like a little bit more. I like a thicker sauce. If you can get over here, I think I'm covering up the other camera. My apologies all. Yes, I am left-handed. You really don't have to just sift the cheese in. You can just pour the entire bit in. It really doesn't matter. As you can see, the sauce is thickening up just a tad. You want to constantly stir. The flavor. Again, you don't have to use sour cream or cream cheese. Some people do. I like sour cream. I love the flavor of it. Just a half a cup will go a long way with it. Thank you. most people use regular cloves of garlic. I just use, it's minced about maybe a tablespoon, not a whole lot. Put in a little bit of nutmeg, my pepper, and my salt. I never really measure out my spices. I just go to taste, as I advise everyone else to as well. And as soon as you start to see your first bubble, actually you probably don't even want to wait for that long. All you're really doing is heating it up. We're not really cooking anything. We're just heating the sauce to kind of meld in with each other. The cheese will melt and infuse with the cream and the butter, and it all becomes a nice silky liquid that the more you cook, it won't really get any thicker. It's not going to get any thinner. You're really just heating it up. Some people use egg yolk in theirs to thicken theirs. I won't. If it's too thin, like mine is looking a little bit thin, I will, all I do is I just put a little bit more Parmesan cheese in, which I think I'm going to. Probably a quarter cup. And word of the wise, you can never put too much Parmesan cheese in Alfredo sauce. Just the FYI. If you think you put too much in, don't worry, you didn't. It'll just have a very, very strong Parmesan cheese flavor, which is exactly what you want. Yeah, you can see how much it thickened. Set it away.
Okay, so question.
Yes?
Can you use the shredded Parmesan cheese as opposed to the grated? Does it work any differently?
Yes, you can use grated or shredded Parmesan cheese. You can use any type of Parmesan cheese, even the block that you grate yourself. Any Parmesan cheese you can use. I use grated because it mixes and melts a whole lot more evenly in with the cream. If I use the shredded, which I have used before, sometimes if the heat's not correct, it'll get to the bottom and it'll start to melt. And as I'm stirring it, I get this kind of a, looks like mozzarella cheese on pizza melted. It's just stuck to the bottom, and I have to really whisk hard to get it all evened out, which I do, but I find using grated Parmesan cheese works wonders.
Okay, good to know.
See how it's stirring and stirring, just added a little bit more cheese to it, did its job. You can see how thick it got. I do not like a saucy, really thin Alfredo sauce. You want an Alfredo sauce, you want something that sticks to the noodles. Speaking of noodles, the typical noodle that you use for this dish would be fettuccine, because it's called fettuccine Alfredo. But you can use any type of macaroni product that you like. Today I'm only gonna use spaghetti because, well, spaghetti is like the easiest macaroni product you can find next to elbow noodles or elbow macaroni. So I had it on hand and I wanted to use it. I'm also gonna put it over, you can put this over anything. You can put this over chicken, you can put this over shrimp. A lot of people like to put this over broccoli if you want a vegetarian dish. I actually have some crab that I have sitting in the refrigerator that I'm gonna put it over, and I'll let you all see the end product here as soon as this is done, which it's looking pretty good. This looks wonderful, actually. All right. Turn the fire off.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
Depending on what you are pairing the Alfredo with, broccoli, chicken, crab, etc., does that affect the type of spices that you would use in the sauce?
Yes and no. Today, I put in the nutmeg, salt, and pepper. Those are just three basic types of seasonings that you want to put in your sauce. Some people don't even want nutmeg. Salt and pepper is really all you need. If I was to do chicken Alfredo or shrimp Alfredo, I would leave the sauce as it is, as we just did it right now. Just as it is. If I was to do an Alfredo with vegetables, meaning broccoli or even zucchini, like a vegetarian Alfredo, I would actually put in smoked paprika and a little bit of cayenne pepper just to give it a little bit more body. Also, some people that like to do shrimp Alfredo or crab Alfredo, like we're going to do today, Old Bay seasoning in here, it goes a long way. Thank you for reminding me, because I like today, after we put the sauce over our noodles and crab, I might actually put some Old Bay on top. That's a really good idea. Thank you for that. All right, the Alfredo is done. I know this is an Alfredo video, but you know, since you're here, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. This is just a little bit of butter that's pre-melted in the pan, and some toasted sesame oil, and my crab meat. Coat everything evenly. Salt, pepper, and all we're going to do is a pan fry. Put the cover on so it actually steams the crab. It's imitation. It's not going to burn. Since you mentioned Old Bay. I wish I had some wine to pour this in with. All right, it is done. I turned the fire off earlier. It's nice and cooled down for the most part. This is Alfredo. You see, as it cools, it gets thicker. That's what you want. All right, let us. Sorry, again, I'm left-handed. Trying to getting how thick it is. Right-handed, so you get a good look of it. And it does keep well in the refrigerator. If you have something like a Tupperware with a lid, it'll hold for up to a week in the refrigerator. So in case you make too much, which said no one ever with Alfredo. essence for plating. Usually I use basil, but I don't have any. Oh yeah, I do. I have basil. And there you have it. Alfredo from scratch. So, Alfredo, quick, easy, yummy, and now you know how to do it. If you try it, you like it, let me know down below in my comments. And if you think of anything else you want me to try here on Counting Kitchen, let me know. There you go. Y'all take care.